Hi, welcome to the show. I am Suzanne Lynn, and I'm glad that you're here today. We're interviewing a fascinating guy. His name is Saurabh, and he has such success. He's an accomplished program manager, and he helps organizations find technical solutions. He helps programmers nail interviews. Saurabh, I'm glad that you're here. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. It's a privilege to be with you on this show, and thank you for inviting me. I'm excited
Abs-
about it.
Absolutely. And man, you're like a rock star because you were just interviewed by Forbes India.
Right. Thank you for that. Yes, I've been interviewed by Forbes India last week, and they were very impressed with my uh, craft and the book which I have written for program management, and they featured in Forbes India on Monday, and I'm very proud of that.
You should be. That's a big deal. Well, we're excited that you're here. The thing that's interesting to me is that you help program managers nail these interviews, and you've got some amazing tips. And we're going to make you wait till the end till we give those to you. But I want to start off with just kind of a basic question. What is a program manager according to you? Because in my mind, I think IT.
Exactly. So, according to me, a program management is getting the things done from ordinary people to get extraordinary results.
Okay.
And a program manager does whatever it takes to achieve that. As program managers, we are the voice of the program. We are the unblockers. We are the people whom folks go to when they don't know what to do. We communicate like laser like clarity. And we are the problem solvers. We create solutions of the problem the team is facing. We embrace, as a program managers, we embrace ambiguity. We are the people who understand the needs of our stakeholders, our customers, as well as our partner teams. As a program managers, we reflect daily on how can I make things better for my team? How can I provide more value to my team? Like, for example, I recently joined an organization where the team, there are so many cross-dependent teams, and my executive stakeholders were finding it difficult to see a dashboard of all the teams together because they were using a new tool, a road mapping tool. I came in, I saw that there's a problem there. I saw the pain there. I did some research. I did some online findings, and I came up with a web-based solution, and which was highly appreciated by the executive stakeholders. They were seeing the dashboard on one place for all the programs. So as a program manager, we think of the biggest problems what my team is facing, and we create a solution. That's why we create the add the value and become the program managers.
It sounds like you've got your finger on the pulse of the personality of program managers, which is probably the key to knowing how to nail these interviews.
Exactly. Yes. So I understand that getting an interview and preparing for that and just doing the hard work and putting all your efforts is not just enough. To nail an interview and to get a dream job of yours, you need three things. You need a structure in your response. You need a bit of charisma, and you need a bit of a sprinkle of insider knowledge.
Okay. Wait, the charisma's before the knowledge? I love that.
So these three things I have incorporated in my book with extreme research and what my expertise in across 18 years in working in different geographies. I worked in Asia, I worked in Europe, and now I'm working in the United States. So I consolidated all this information and encapsulated in that book so that it's beneficial for all my program managers community, as well as Scrum Masters and project managers who want to get their dream job, but they need a little bit of push, they need a little bit of encouragement, they need a little bit of practical guidance towards how they answer the question.
So I'm interested in the fact that we're talking about job interviews for these program managers. And while they're at the interview seeing if they're a good fit for the company, they are kind of looking to see if the environment is right for them, right? I mean, what kind of environment is best for program manager personalities?
Exactly. So there are so many questions which people ask me, and they call me, sort of mentor me on this question. So one of the questions which was asked to me was as a program manager, how do you which environment you thrive in? Do you thrive in a structured environment, or do you thrive in a chaotic environment? So this is a very tricky question, because if you answer any one of them, then you are not good enough. So if you so basically how will I answer this question? I'll give an example. Like I'll start with an example. I'll say that okay, the environment is very, very important for program manager to thrive in. So for example, suppose I have a 5-year-old son and he's playing in his toy room, and his friend comes in for a play date, and they both are playing in with all the toys there, and I'm sitting on my couch watching my favorite show. 15
Right.
minutes happens, half an hour happens, and I don't hear any kind of screaming, any kind of shouting. So I start getting suspicious. What's happening, these guys? So after a few minutes, I just come to know that, oh, they are shouting and they're screaming that because they want to play with the same toy. This is where I come in as a parent. I just go inside the toy room and say, I prepare a process. Okay, so 5 minutes, you're going to play with this. 5 minutes, you're going to play with this. And that's how we are going to create a win-win situation. And we can share the toy. So that gives me kind of fulfillment as a parent. Similarly, in my program, I consider my program as my baby and all the cross-functional team as my baby's friend. So my job is to resolve all the conflicts there and bring a structure. So I will go through chaos to bring the structure there. That's a real program manager, because what I feel is a program manager is a blend of art, science, and craft. Once you master all these three things, I think you should be a star program manager.
Wow. I mean, that is a big deal to be able to understand people's personalities and get the best out of them, whether it's an organized or a chaotic situation and environment. What do you think the most interesting aspect of being a program manager is?
Well, the most interesting aspect of a program manager is to create and nurture an environment of psychological safety, where all the team members can voice their opinions and works towards in coherence towards a business objective. This is very, very important.
Wow.
And the second, another fascinating aspect I can see is a program manager is opportune to create a thread between what his team is doing and what is the impact it is going to create to the users across the world. In the sense that I can give you an example there, in 1962, when NASA was preparing the first man to land on moon, Mr. John F. Kennedy, the then president, visited the NASA Space Center in Florida, and there was a janitor with a broom, and he just casually walked and said, "Hey, hi, I'm John F. Kennedy, and what are you doing here?" So janitor, instead of saying that I am cleaning the building, he said that I am going to help a person go to the moon. So that kind of absorption he had in his work, because he knew that what he's doing, what his impact is going to create. So that's what I learned when they taught me that there is everybody is very good to get an attention of a person towards his work, but getting an absorption is very difficult. And that kind of absorption program manager gives in, because that's how I feel. No matter how small or how big your role is in the organization, you are always a part of some bigger story being unfolding in your life, in your career, in your organization. And when the entire team embraces that, incredible things happen.
Great example. Never heard that before. Let's talk about your book. Tell me what it's called and what motivated you to write it.
Well, the real motivation behind writing this book kindled in me when I was interviewing so many program managers. And even though the background, we do a lot of hard work, we do a lot of firefighting, we do a lot of coordinations, but when it comes to answering that in the interview, I saw that there was a gap. People were not able to organize the questions in the coherence of the people were not able to organize their coherent response to the question. So that's what I felt, that the structure was missing, and the kind of flow was missing, because people will start telling the stories and they were not able to make the impact on the question. So then I thought that let me craft these questions which I also ask and which have been asked throughout my career, and let me draft a sample response with a real practical advice and real practical project which I've gone through and how did I do that. So this how inflowed, and then there were so many calls which used to come to me. Saurabh, can I get you 15 minutes? I want to get mentored for my upcoming interview. I thought, okay, let me help you guys, and because I am the kind of person who loves to make others successful. So that's what kindled in me, and I thought that there are a lot of people who need my advice, and I want to reach to them. And this is the best medium where I can reach you. Thank you, Suzanne, for giving this platform. And I hope I will be able to reach and resolve most of the pain points with program managers with my ebook.
I hope so. Tell me the name of the book again and where it's available.
So the book the name is 27 Program Management Techniques to Ace That Dream Job Offer, and it's currently available on Amazon, Kindle, and I'm planning to post it in other different platforms as well. So I just released it. This is my first book. I never thought that I will be writing a book, but here I am, and thank you for that.
Absolutely. And we promised in the beginning you would give a few tips.
Exactly. So what I suggest is whenever you are going for an interview, so these 3 things you need to keep in mind whenever you are answering the question. First, be succinct in your response.
Okay. That's hard for some of us.
Because the higher you grow, the lesser words should make the impact of what you have done.
Right.
Because you have a limited time during the interview. And there are so many questions which interviewer has in mind. And it don't take more than 3 to 4 minutes on a single answer.
Right.
The second thing is focus on the accomplishments as a program manager you did in the response to the question asked, rather than just the task you did as a program manager. There's a difference. Yeah. So what did you accomplish in the program rather than what you just a task you did? And bring data and metrics in your response. Like I was able to automate a spreadsheet which reduced the 20% manual labor. I was able to increase revenue 5% in a new geography for my company. So that will give a good impact. The third thing which I want to suggest to my fellows is focus on the outcome rather than the output of the program. The output of the program is already decided when we started the project. The outcome is what you bring in, how the skills of your team grown while executing this project. How did you make a new process which others can follow? Did you set up a new war room, or did you set up anything new process which others company can follow, others in the company can follow? So these kind of outcomes, if you have, then it gives a better picture, and they see that, yeah, this guy is unique, and this is how you uniquely position yourself.
Excellent tips. I'm so glad we got to those. 27 program management interview techniques to ace that dream job offer. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm pretty sure you're going to have a second book. We'll need to check back with you.
Exactly. So then before you go, I would like to share an anecdote with you, and want to encourage my fellow program managers community there. So my son is very curious about playing board games. And whenever I come back from office, he insists, Papa, let's play a board game with me and all. Sometimes I get tired, and I travel to San Francisco from Silicon Valley, and it's a tiring commute. Even then, I make sure that I play with my son a board game. So one day I was playing with him, and I was continuously winning. And I said, okay, now son, I'm tired. I got to go, and I have an early day tomorrow. So my son paused for a second, and he said that, Papa, it's not over until I win. I paused for a second. I said, dude, you have taught me a wonderful thing today. It's not over until I win. So I kept that in my mind since 3 to 4 years now, and I strive towards it, that whatever I'm trying, and it's not over until I win. So I would just want to encourage you guys as well, that keep trying, and definitely you will see a sunshine, and I'm there to help you. You can reach me on my email, through my website, and through the book comments, and I will be ready to help you. So that's what I wanted to convey.
Very good. It was joy to speak with you. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Suzanne. It was a pleasure being with you.
Thank you.